The Battle of Carillon was a turning point in the 7 Years' War, a global conflict that shaped the political and military history of Europe and America. In the summer of 1758, a massive British army under General James Abercrombie launched an ambitious attack on the French stronghold of Carillon, a fortification made of wood and earth on the shores of Lake Champlain. The British troops, numbering more than 15,000 men, marched in neat columns through the dense forest. Feeling confident and invincible, they were supported by a powerful flotilla of warships, loaded with heavy artillery and supplies. However, their preparations were not secret, and the French commander, General Louis-Joseph de Montcalm, was well aware of their intentions. He had only a few thousand soldiers at his disposal, but he had the advantage of knowing the terrain and the futility of frontal assaults on his fort. On July 8, the two forces clashed in a fierce and bloody battle that lasted for hours. The British forces were met with heavy resistance from the French troops, who were entrenched in a series of earthworks and trenches, making it difficult for the British to advance. British soldiers were mowed down by French muskets and artillery fire as the two sides exchanged volleys. The British were not prepared for this kind of warfare and were horrified by the sheer brutality of the fighting. The battle raged on, and the British troops suffered heavy casualties, while the French army held strong. The British army learned quickly that their enemy was well prepared and had a cunningly planned strategy. As the day wore on, Abercrombie realized that his troops were not making any progress. He ordered a retreat, but not before losing almost 2,000 men, more than a quarter of his army. The Battle of Carillon was a crushing defeat for the British. The once confident army was now demoralized and beaten, forced to leave behind their wounded and dead as they fled to the safety of Fort William Henry, where they regrouped. The French suffered only a few hundred casualties, and Montcalm was praised for his skillful defense of the fort. The battle was significant in many ways. Firstly, it showed that the British army was not invincible. It also highlighted the importance of defensive warfare and the value of understanding the terrain. The French had used their knowledge of the forest to their advantage, and they had used their knowledge of the British tactics to their advantage. Another important aspect was the role of the Native American allies of the French in the battle. They inflicted significant losses on the British and played a vital role in the French victory. The Battle of Carillon led to a shift in British strategy in the conflict, which was now focused on securing the Hudson River Valley. Abercrombie was relieved of his command, and General Geoffrey Amherst was sent to North America to lead the British forces. Amherst ultimately succeeded in capturing Montreal and Quebec and bringing an end to the war. In conclusion, the Battle of Carillon was a momentous event in history that had far-reaching implications for both sides. It was a testament to the skill and courage of the French soldiers and the importance of understanding and utilizing the terrain to their advantage. It was a wake-up call for the British Army, which had become complacent in its belief in its own invincibility. The battle's drama and epic nature still resonate in the annals of military history, and it will continue to be studied and remembered for centuries to come.